Okay, God's evening to all, God's morning, God's afternoon, and God's night to whomever receives this messages, wherever you are on the face of this planet. How are y'all doing today? I know y'all probably seen me earlier, and I was on a evil mad rant earlier, so this is different. My regular back to schedule uh take. Today is Wednesday the 7th of 2020, and it's about 5:30. I'm late because I had to go to Walmart. Hold on. 1418, would you like your receipt today? Yes, please. Alright. Would you like a drink carrier? Yes. Let's see, my miles on my car is 325. My 4. Thank you. Hi, have a nice day. You too. And I am now preparing for work. I had to go get my meds and get a different phone case. It's not the one I wanted, but hey, I guess I can make it girly with glue and shit my own goddamn self, right? Got enough glue for it. I just need to find a little cute design and do it. So, ooh, that's a good idea. With the epoxy on there. Anyway, I'm by my house, close to it, and I want some pizza today. All these cars see you trying to come out, and they want to be a dickhead about the shit. Bitch, hit me, please, by all fucking means. Fuck you too. That bitch flipped me. I'm gonna flip your car. How about that? You gonna learn not to fucking flip off people for no goddamn reason. I don't even know that bitch and she flipped me off. I'm just sitting there waiting to come out of the damn street. Huh. Let me see if I can get in here in this little hole. I'm gonna order my fucking food. Eat in peace. So today was a debt collector calling me, testing my motherfucking patience. So I guess today is the day for Uber, and they mess, you know, they messy some of they messy clientele, and I ain't did nothing to them but pick them up and deliver them to where they gotta go. Anyway, be right back. I'm finna go order my damn food, and I'm not gonna even stop this taping. It'll be a few minutes. making masks. Okay. It said they'll be ready in 15 minutes. Whew. So, anyway, I was going to talk about my grandma and grandpa today. And in that also, my rant that I had earlier, I'm going to talk about that too. Because I hate thieves. You're stealing from people. And when you're stealing from people, you know, you don't know what the fuck you doing to people, right? So, my eyes are burning the shit out of me. And, oh, Lord Jesus, I don't know why, but I put some eye drops in my eyes. Maybe I needed some regular eye drop stuff. I'm right here at the 99 Pimp store, too. I'm going to get that later. I'm going to get it, but I'm going to get it later. But anyway, so let's start with the thieves. When someone trusts a company to install something or do something for you, that's one thing, right? But when you stealing somebody's identity and doing stuff in someone else's name, then you're causing a lot of rift, you know, for people who don't even know what's going on. It just so happened I sent out a spell prior, and I said that for a person to not steal from me. And this person was asked me for my identity stuff, not theft, stuff, my information to help me, right? Now that's one thing, but when you say to them, you're not going to, you have all these issues that you're dealing with, and then they say to you, I don't want to help you now because of all the shit that has entered into your life. Your whole game was not to be there to help them, not to actually help them. Your game was to fuck them over. And so I sent out a spell to break his ass from not doing it just to me, but you're using black women. You're using Mexican women. You're using minority women to gain something, and then you don't want to share it with them after they done gave you this information. So that causes red flags for me. It does. It does. It so does. And because it causes flags, that says, hey, It's not cool. Woo, Jesus, dragon fruit. Freeze and taco hell. That's the drink right there. Anyway, all these sites and people want you to do what their agenda is, and they're not helping you. They're fucking you over. So why not fuck them over back? Right? Why not give them a taste of their own medicine? Yep. Why not reverse this shit? And make them feel what you going through. You can do that. You can not only reverse it, but you can swap souls. Don't do that unless you have a professional person that knows what they're doing. And when that person learns their lesson, you make sure you pay that same person to swap your soul back into you. Because then that way they have felt what it is that you have went through, because they sent that shit to you. Now, send the energy of break, cut ties, cease and desist energies of, you can do credit, you can do monies that has bad luck attached to it, homelessness. You can do that with transportation. You can do it with the way family unity has been going in your life. And if you do that one, make sure you cleanse. If you move around, ask Ochochi, and you ask Saint Laredo. Saint Laredo, she has a sense of humor. You want a place to stay? Well, she'll give you a place to stay, but don't be sick. Because if you're sick, she'll send you to the hospital first to get well. And then she'll give you a place to stay. So, anyway, these are the energies that I will be doing today for what that bitch did to my credit. Using me
and I can't even use my own damn self. So I think I'm just going to take a few days off and work spiritually. I have missing persons to do. I have homeless people that requested homes from me. I have souls that have been lost that I need to return. And as well as people minding their motherfucking business. I did that one already, but I'm gonna do it again. You mind your goddamn business and stay up out of mine. In my house and in my money. Because I'm not gonna be homeless again. I was homeless for 11 fucking years, off and on. Staying at people's houses, off and on. Staying in the homeless shelters, off and on. Hotels, off and on. Abiding by other people's rules and regulations and what they got going on. Getting put out behind ice cubes and doorknobs and shit and garage doors and just a whole lot of shit. Men chasing after my motherfucking friends and shit. Warring with friends. Y'all, this drink is fucking good. I don't know what y'all doing, but y'all need to go to Taco Bell and get you a drink. Dragon fruit. Why do they make these containers so damn hard to open? I eat fruit. I love me some fruit. Anyway, it's still good. Pain in my mouth. Mango. Excuse me, y'all. Anyway, my grandma. Let's go on with my grandma. Luella Taylor. I was told that was her married name. If that's the case, I ain't never seen my grandpa. my other grandpa. She is my mom's mother. Mm-hmm. Mm. Cantaloupe. Mm. I'm so sorry to be grubbing all up in y'all face. My grandma, she was pretty. Dark skin. Kind of tall. A little thick on the thick side. I remember that. I'm looking at this little bug on my windshield. It just flew on there. She was always baking. She was always cooking. And I mentioned this in my other video for honoring my mom and my dad. My mom had got sick, and then my grandma came from Mississippi and got us and took us back home, right? And I was always ironing drawers, pants, sheets and stuff, washing the clothes, hanging them out in the backyard along with the snakes and shit that I was telling y'all about in my other video. I did learn. I learned how, I was watching her trying to learn how to cook. She made cornbread, and I still remember making cornbread. I make cornbread from scratch, and I remember she had the deep freezer. It's a big, huge deep freezer. She had her food in, and little ice cups and stuff with Kool-Aid in it for the kids, and she would sell it for 25 cents. And then like all the kids in the neighborhood knew where to go. She also sold popsicles, and she made plates of food and sold it, right? I think that's where my sister Jean got that from. My sister Jean loves to cook. She's happiest when she's in the kitchen cooking. But anyway, my grandma, she was always, she was a sweet woman, as much as I know. And we complain nowadays about being abused and whatnot, and the reason why I hated Mississippi so much was, it was like I was one of the slave childs doing all the slave work, trying to keep the house clean. I was between 7 and 10, and I had to be, in there doing girl stuff, you know. And so what made me resent Mississippi alongside of that, I mentioned in my other videos, was that my mom had died there in Mississippi. And we moved over to by the Mississippi River. And that's where I remember I'm sleeping in my room, and I wake up and my panties would be cut, my drawers, my underwear. Oh my goodness. A honeydew melon right there. So, anywho, I remember my oldest brother from my mom's kids. He was there. My uncle, Willie, he was living there, which was my mom's brother, my grandma, other child, her son, and his son, Bobby, Banks. They were there, living there, and this house was huge. In the back, there was a well where you can pump the water in there. And that was in the backyard. And then, like, I'm looking at the house as we speak in my head. And there was a porch, the front, which was the living room. My grandma's bed was in the living room because she was sick. She had gotten sick. So she was sleeping in the living room. On this side was a couch. And on the other side was the bedrooms. And in the back was the kitchen. I remember laying in the couch. I come sit on the couch. My uncle, he was on the couch. And I come lay on the couch. And he had me lay up against him. I don't remember much of my uncle other than his farm he had and me being in the room with him. And slopping hogs and feeding the chickens and it just being all in mud and everything. That's what I remember about my uncle. And also, when I laid next to him, he pulled out his penis, tinker, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And he had me slide my hand back on him and was rubbing his hoo-ha, his thinker, massaging that. And then trying to put it in me. I was between the ages of probably 8 and 10 years old. And so it pissed me off. But who am I to tell when I was a young kid, right? And I don't know if anybody else had this issue before, and I'm quite sure someone that you know may have. That's a demon, and you need to banish him. Use the banishing oils and use the, say that you want that person's soul out of you, from spirit and soul. You want whoever did this to you out of you. My grandma didn't know what was going on. We went to school one day. Me, my brother, I had two brothers there, and it was the youngest one next to me, my brother Leonce, who is deceased. He was there, and my cousin Bobby. We had went to we was going to school one day, and we was told, don't be late for school. Don't be late for the bus. It was winter time. Guess what we was? We was late for the bus. So we all decided we ain't going home, because if we go home, we gonna get our ass whooped. It's just ain't gonna be good, right? And so we all tried to walk. I think it was like 3 miles or more to school. We got tired. We went behind an old building, and we took a piece of cardboard, right? And we all laid behind the building, and we went to sleep. Next thing we know, we woke up because the police was waking us up and told us, you supposed to be in school. What are you doing? We was like, we missed the bus. We're tired. Ooh, Lord Jesus, they took us home. Ooh, we got our asses told the fuck off, right? We got our ass beat. My uncle said, don't you ever miss the motherfucking bus again. And we could have gave you a ride to school. So, we didn't miss that bus no more. But, so we was crying. We did our chores and everything. Them leather straps back then, oh Lord have mercy, them straps. Anyway, so my grandma, back to my grandma. My grandma, one day, she was really sick. We went to school, and all I remember when I came home from school was the screen door pushed out. It was really messed up. And I said, what happened to the screen door? And they said Grandma couldn't breathe. And so she asked to be taken out of the house so she can get some fresh air. And when she did, she was wheeled out. And as she was wheeling out, she kicked the screen open. She kicked it. I guess it was like a reflex or something, right? And so they said when she did that, she died. That's what I remember about my grandma. Also, I do remember she had a best friend. I didn't like a best friend. I didn't like, Lord, I didn't like her best friend. Well, none of us liked her best friend because she was pastor and we all felt like she was just greedy and just taking our grandma for granted financially. And, we went over to her house one day and we was eating dinner. And I didn't like the meat that was served. And my grandma said, you better eat it. You better eat it because you're not getting anything else. And at her best friend's house, it was a farm, like kind of like a farm as well. And she had pigs and she had chickens and she had cows or whatever, I think. And we went out there slapping her pigs and, feeding her chickens and doing all this, just, I guess I was never, like, if you a city slicker, if you start out being a city slicker, that farm shit ain't really for you, you know? And I think she was the one, I'm not sure, but I was baptized at 7 years old in the Mississippi River. And so that was my first time. That's what I started out with. And then they told us to eat the rabbit. It was rabbit. Ugh. Ooh, I vowed never again to eat nothing game. No game food for me, Lord have mercy. So anyway, I don't know where my mom was buried. My cousin, she looked it up for me. I don't know where my grandmother is buried. I don't know that information still. And my grandpa, my mom's dad, would always come over to my grandma's house with my Aunt Jessie. My Aunt Jessie is the sweetest woman on the face of this planet. Anyway, we went over. She came over. They came over, and every time Grandpa would come over, he would come and bring us and give us $50, each. And so that was like always the best time. And then my grandma's house, we were the other house we were in up from the bayou. We'd go to the store and get what we want. My uncle, he would always have like a bunch of change, and we'd take that change and just throw it up in the air, and it'd be scattered. We'd be trying to scatter and rush and trying to get all the money that we can. And one day I said, Uncle Willie, that's not fair. I didn't get any money. And so he pulled out out of some bills and gave me some bills, because Lance and Bobby had gotten all the money and stuff. So he gave me the money. And that was at my grandma's house. And we was like, she lived down here, then up here, and then on this side. And there was a hill. I remember we had the lawn, cut the lawn on the hill. That was the hardest thing to do. And in the backyard, and then had the clothesline in the back we had to hang up our clothes on. So, I'm sure there's more. If I can try to recall, I have bad memory. I have short-term memory loss. And so, but yeah, that's what I remember about my grandma. So anyway, you guys have a blessed day. It's late. It's getting dark. I haven't eaten. I'm a little tired already. And I haven't started my day. I gotta eat. And then I'm gonna go start work. I was supposed to go on a date. And this dude fucking flaked. Ain't telling me nothing that I need to hear. No response. No nothing. So, I'm just gonna work as much as I can. Anywho, have yourselves a blessed day, alright? I'm gonna go get my food. And then I'm gonna eat. And I'm going to enjoy my day. Ain't this beautiful? Look at this. Look. That's beautiful. Right? Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my day. And you have yourself a blessed evening and a wonderful day. Night. Have a good night's sleep. And I will talk to you on the other side of the moon. As my cousin says. See you on the other side of the moon. But anyway, that's for sunshine. God's morning, God's evening, God's afternoon, and God's night to all. Done in dark comes to light spiritually. Wishing all of you a blessed day. God's night.